Welcome to the Super Over. I'm Jarrod Kimber. I'm here with Alex Tudor, and we're going to talk about how India won a T20 game by an innings. What are you going to do with the rest of your afternoon, Alex Tudor?
Well, I don't know. I get to spend more time with the kids, I would have thought, just before school. So I'll go back and we'll most probably watch a family movie or something like that. But, yeah, that didn't go as we expected, did it? So one-sided, very dominant Indian side. Looked scary because the backlog of talent that they have that we've just now seen come to the fore. You know, you've got to remember, no Sharma, no Virat, players of that ilk, no Bumrah. That's world-class players that they've moved along, and now others come in, and it just seems like, yeah, as you were.
We're seeing a couple of games against Bangladesh and South Africa where we've seen flashes of this. This one was special, partly because of Abhishek Sharma. We've seen him a bit in the IPL. This is a step up. You know, he was going up against 4 90-mile-an-hour bowlers and Adil Rashid and whatever Liam Livingstone bowls as well. That wasn't slogging. If you just look at the scorecard, you're probably just going to think he was just swinging and he got away with it. That was just brilliant ball striking and really good decision making, and then a bunch of sixes over cover and point.
I think what I would like to say is, you know, for people that are listening to us and then they'll hopefully go back and watch the footage, watch the highlights, just go about how he went about things. See the base, the language style, how he hits it. He didn't try and overhit it. Look to go downtown, use his feet against Adil Rashid, against spin, and just look class. Then on the flip side, you watch how the England batters batted. And then just tell me your story, because it was two different games going on. One was very muddled, trying to overhit the ball, looking to sweep. But on the other hand, the team's got 247 by playing very, very correctly, as in hitting down the ground with the full face, not overhitting, using their feet against spin, while the other just went a totally different way. And we saw this 97 all out in 10.3 overs. I mean, that's just not good enough.
That was one of the worst chases I have ever seen in T20 cricket. I'm hoping I'm looking at the right camera. That was absolutely one of the worst chases. And the way that Phil Salt was batting, I thought to myself, okay, well, he's giving himself a good base. Obviously, he's Phil Salt. He takes extra risks, and we understand that. He's not going to bat like Abhishek Sharma. We understand that. And I thought, well, at the other end, these guys just need to get 5 off 5 and then trust the pitch, which was absolutely brilliant, and then play through the line to the areas where they were taking 4s and 6s, but in a safe, easy, repeatable way. They decided to slog across the line like drunken sailors all the way through that innings. And almost from the first time we saw, I think before Buttler went out, he tried 1 or 2 others. It was quite clear what they were going to do. Buttler dropped his bat shoots. He swung so violently, he dropped his bat. It was a terrible effort by England.
Yeah, no, it wasn't great. And I think the disappointing thing, not only as an England fan, and you and I, we've seen a lot of these guys play cricket. Are we seeing anything different? What I mean is, you know, you're seeing a team in India evolve, and they're bringing in new talent, and they just seem to be taking the opportunity and doing it in a way that's quite stylish. It's quite elegant. It's good to watch. And then on the other hand, you're seeing England, and it's just, you're seeing a little bit of brainless cricket. Are you learning? There's more ways to skin a cat. There's more ways to go out there and show everyone what you're about. And at the moment, we're not seeing that enough. Be it, are we executing our deliveries when we're bowling? Are we executing those Yorkers and getting them in assessing the wicket quick enough, saying, right, this is a good wicket. We're going to have to go to our skills, not just rely on the wicket to help us from seam movement or anything like that, cross-seam balls. And then with our batting, you know, are we spending, like I'm always, and I do it with the kids at school, it's like, how many balls are you facing? Are you facing enough balls? If you want to score runs, and your currency is runs if you're a batter, if you're not facing enough balls, you're not going to get any runs. And I know it's T20 cricket, and you don't have to, and Abhishek Sharma faced 54 balls, and he got 135, which is fantastic. But, you give yourself a chance, and then you can always play catch-up. They're strong men, and these boundaries are not that big. You will clear it. You can play catch-up. I just think we just go gun-ho. We're not seeing a change. You know, when Buttler was scoring the runs at the beginning of the series, he's not facing all the deliveries. Lads are trying to match him. Yeah. They're getting out. It's like, give him the strike. What did they do when India lost wickets today? Abhishek Sharma was doing what he's doing. Shubman Dubey, dab one, you go and do what you're doing. And that's sensible cricket. And that's what we need to see more of from this England side. It's like we're just seeing one way at the moment. And when it comes off, it's all great. And yeah, it's fantastic. We're not seeing enough of that. We're not seeing it on a consistent level.
You look at that and it actually, you look at their bowling and you go, okay, so they're going to bowl 90 miles an hour into the wicket. Well, that didn't work today. What was plan B? Plan B was bowling Liam Livingstone in the power play, right? It took them forever to go, should we try Yorkers on this kind of surface? You look at their batting, again, playing across the line all the way through to Jacob Bethel, right? All Jacob Bethel had to do today, the game was over, was get to 15 off 15, trust the wicket, start to hit some down the ground. Maybe, you do something miraculous. Maybe you don't. Maybe you make 70 off 55 balls and he ends up in form. They won't make any decisions like that. You go back to the Harry Brook decision in the last game. And when you talk about India, you got Hardik Pandya and Shubman Dubey in the last game where they were playing for each other at the other end. There doesn't seem to be any of that. And the interesting thing to me is, I'm going to try and get this right. This is a little bit like explaining the plot of Inception here at a certain point. But this is like a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. So the original plan, of course, is in New Zealand with Brendan McCullum. That then becomes the 2015 to 2019 Owen Morgan style. They've then used that for Bazball, and now they're trying to and it's like they don't seem to understand that on a wicket like that, you just need to play through the line and play correctly. It was really bad. The biggest issue, though, is that even if they had batted better today, I still think the way that they played spin, there was just no way they were going to be able to chase that kind of a total because they just take too many risks against spin and they don't play it well enough.
Yeah, and that's the worry moving forward. And as you said, not only are we seeing that, other nations are seeing that as well. So when it comes to the Champions Trophy, Pakistan, Abu Dhabi,
next T20 World Cup,
we're going to face a lot of spin. 50 overs, at least 30 overs are going to be a spin. So the lads need to get that in their mind. How am I going to go about it? On wickets, that will turn. They'll be a bit abrasive. Yeah, you might want to sweep, but I think you got to use your feet. You've got the best players of spin. I'm thinking of Brian Lara, Sehwag, players like this who were just sort of really destructive. They went downtown. And I just think that the England players have got to think about it. I always felt as an Englishman, and it was always a thing, Shane Warne, Murley, stuff, we always went to the sweep. Used to drive Bob Willis, God bless him, used to drive him mad because it'd be like, you don't know what way it's going, let's just play the sweep. And I just find our players are still playing in that mode. And it's very rare that you see an England player. I think the last one I saw use his feet extremely well was Ian Bell. Ian Bell was the one who used his feet extremely well and played spin lovely. And he just looked to hit it down the ground over the top. And these players at the moment are playing in reverse. And it's great when it works. But then when you come up against it and good bowlers who have a little bit of mystery, as Varun had, Chakrabarti, it's hard to do.
This is why I think this is disappointing. They've lost 4-1 to a good side, fine. They've lost it to the spin bowlers without there actually being that much turn, right? So it's not as if they got here and it's like a Bangladeshi wicket where you're trying to survive or anything. Just one last thing. Wasn't it great to see Shubman Dubey come in off the long run and take a couple of wickets today? The fast bowler we all knew he really was.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a beautiful action. He just runs up there. He's a tall, big, strong lad. And as you say, you don't have to be express, but it's quick enough. And England just gifted him 2 wickets and he just carried on, didn't he? He got some runs, got 30 odd or 13 balls or so. Come on, get 2 for, took a couple catches. Thanks very much. 4-1.
4-1. That is the end of our T20 coverage here on talkSPORT 2 and the talkSPORT Cricket YouTube channel. That is Alex Tudor. I'm Jarrod Kimber, and we'll see you again for the One Day Internationals.